black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel.
Hello, welcome to the chess. He's the man defying all norms of free speech in the United States. He's a white nationalist, a racist, anti-black, and anti-Islam. He has been heard saying F-word and cursing non-white communities. He's far-right extremist, Holocaust denial, anti-gay, anti-Semitism, anti-immigration, and so on. He's shaking the whole MAGA movement, and some members of MAGA have sought to distance themselves from him. But others like Tucker Carlson and President Trump appear to suggest that his freedom of speech must be protected. Where is America going? And who is this man tearing apart the whole nation public discourses and political correctness? Once he had a private dinner with President Trump, he's not a normal person, he's in the hall of power. But who is Nick Fuentes? Come with me. Before we begin, most of you who watch our channel do not subscribe. Let us ask you for a favor. Please subscribe and support us in this journey of keeping you informed. Thank you. In the beginning, our story starts in the suburb of La Grange Park, Illinois, where this man Fuentes attended Lyons Township's high school, where he started developing the mainstream conservative views. He began political activism in 2016. After secondary school graduation, it was on the rise of Donald Trump's first-term presidency campaign. In 2017, at the age of 19, Fuentes studied his bachelor at Boston University, where he met some media makers from Daily Wire, a Jewish-known media house. She befriended Cassie Dillon, who was at the time influential in his peer network groups. At the time, President Trump was in the middle of campaign advocating for American First. This man Fuentes made it his own, American First. However, as days continued, he disagreed with Cassie Dillon on American-Israeli relationship. He believed in President Trump's American First policy, while his friend seems to be Israel First, as he claims. Eventually, Cassie Dillon cut him off and labeled him Jew hater and anti-Semitism. All of a sudden, the whole group and friends of Cassie Dillon cut him off and blocked him from different social media platforms. Now, for Nick Fuentes, this changed his mindset and hurted him so much, as he described this to PBD podcast. Initially, Fuentes supported Trump for different reasons. He thought in the beginning Trump can destroy the media and then have a breakthrough.
And then, as I listened to him, more around me would cower before them and were so apologetic and so weak. And so initially I said, I actually don't ideologically agree with Trump at all, but he will destroy the liberal media, or at least their monopoly on thought and opinion.
Yes.
And then a breakthrough.
The first term of President Trump's mandate, Fuentes was among the far-right individuals and groups who participated in rallies that led to the January 6th United States Capitol attack, at pro-Trump protests in Washington, D.C. in December 2020. Fuentes led a crowd to chant, "Destroy the GOP," and encouraged them to sit out of United States Senate special runoff election in Georgia. Now, Fuentes is growing up and began hosting an episode, live stream, which he called American First with Nicholas. In 2017, during his freshman year at Boston University, American First is characterized by Fuentes' frequency use of jokes and irony to appeal to Generation Z, while providing plausible deniability for his often extreme views. He denounced mass culturalism and stated that the white identity has been marginalized. However, he said he was not racist and supported non-violence. During a show in April 2017, Fuentes argued the First Amendment was not written for Muslims and immigrants. He further stated, "Who runs the media?" He responded, "Globalist. Time to kill the globalist, and I want people to run CNN to be arrested and deported or hanged because this is the rebellion." Following those and the other comments, as well as publicity over his attendance at the Unite the Right Rally, he left Right Side Broadcasting Network in August 2017. Actually, he was fired. At the time, Sid remarked, "LSPN prides itself in our diversity, and we are a company loaded with folks from different backgrounds. Nick was just taking things a little too far into right field for us." One of the episodes consists of monologue in which he implied and questioned the death toll of 6 million Jews in the Holocaust. Fuentes later disputed that he had ever denied the Holocaust, calling his monologue lampoon. NPR cited, "This is an example of Fuentes' use of irony to avoid consequences for his words," citing 2020 video where Fuentes said, "Irony is so important for giving a lot of cover and plausible deniability for our views, specifically regarding Holocaust denial." By 2019, America First Fuentes show had attracted a cult following who refer themselves to Groypers. The movement consists of primary young people, online activists with alt-right views. Fuentes has organized the Groyper to challenge mainstream conservative figures, notably during the 2019 Groypers War, where they disrupted event hosted by Turning Point USA, TPUSA, and other with provocative questions on immigration, Israel, and cultural issue. Fuentes has repeatedly criticized TPUSA and its founder, Charlie Kirk, accusing them of betraying Donald Trump by advocating in favor of mass illegal migration, support for foreign aid for Israel, and queer issues. We have to remind you that Charlie Kirk was assassinated recently, 3 weeks ago. As of November 2025, following his interview with Tucker Carlson, there is a widespread sense that Fuentes' politics is on the rise and is being now supported by the mainstream and influencers around the United States MAGA movement. However, the New York Times columnist Michelle Goldberg, conservative writer Lord Reha, quotes saying, "Someone is in a position to know," stated that 30 and 40% of staffers under the age of 30 working for Republican Party officials or institutions in Washington, D.C. are followers of Nick Fuentes. Political commentator John Gang also argued that there is a marked generation gap in the conservative movement, with the older members' horror of the Holocaust, support for Christianism, Zionism, and dispensationalization, and taboo against anti-Semitism fading or gone among younger staffer members who are much more often Fuentes' ideas that saturate internet forums and online.